Hello everyone, welcome to Steam Code. Today I'll be showing you how to create a very simple animation in JavaScript. Here's the final result. Alright, so let's get started. So we're going to be using jQuery, so just copy the CDN from online and paste it inside of your HTML file. Then next we need to reference our app.js file, so source equals app.js. Then we need to reference our CSS file, so link rel equals style sheet, href equals main.css, and let's set our title. We'll just call this animation. Alright, so now inside of our body, we'll create a container div. So div id equals container. And within this div, we're just going to have one canvas. And the ID will equal canvas. Alright, so now let's hop. That's all we need for the HTML. So now let's hop into the CSS file. And so the body, we'll set the background color to light green. And then for the canvas, we'll set the border to 10 pixels solid black. The width will be 100%. And the height will be 100% as well. And lastly, for the container, we're going to set the display to flex. We're going to justify the content to the center. And we're going to align items to the center as well. Alright, let's save that. Let's see how it looks so far. Alright, this looks good. So now let's move on. That's all we need for the CSS. So now we're going to move on to the app.js file. And so let's say document.ready function. So this basically says, this is jQuery, and it says once the document has finished loading, then let's complete whatever's inside of here. So we're going to create a canvas. So var canvas is equal to document.get element by ID, and that's going to be canvas because that's the ID of the canvas that we create in the HTML file. And then we're going to need the context for that canvas. So var ctx is equal to canvas dot get context, and that will be 2D. And then ctx dot fill style is equal to black. That just says that whenever we draw something to the canvas, it'll be black, and we can you can change that if you want. And then our starting x value will be 0. Our starting y value will be 0. Our change in x, so each time the box moves, it'll change by 1 pixel. And our change in y will be 0.4. Our width will equal 10 pixels, and our height will equal 10 pixels as well. I forgot to put var in front of all of these. Okay. And so now we can say ctx dot fill rect x, y, width, and height. And let's see how that looks. Alright, looks perfect so far. So we have a square in the upper left-hand corner because that is 0, 0. And so now we can create an alert. Alert, press button to start. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to actually start the animation. So set interval function and then 10 here. And so what set interval does is it completes whatever's inside of this function every n milliseconds. So this will be every 10 milliseconds, it'll do whatever's inside of this function. So inside of here we can say ctx dot clear rect 0, 0 canvas dot width canvas dot height. And so this will just clear the entire canvas. And then we can say if y is greater than or equal to canvas dot height minus height, then dy will equal to dy times -1. And so what this is saying is if the square reaches the bottom of the canvas, then just change the change in y to the opposite of what it was before, so it can start going up. And then we can say if x is greater than or equal to canvas dot width minus width dy or dx times equals -1. It's the same concept, but it's for the width instead of the height. And so next we can say if y is less than 0, then dy times equals -1. And then copy this and do the same thing for x. If x is less than 0, then dx times equals -1. So what these four things do is it says if the square goes out of bounds within this canvas, then just reverse its direction so it can move in the other direction. And so now we can say x plus equals dx, y plus equals dy, and then ctx dot fill rect x, y, width, and height. Alright, let's see how this looks. Press button to start. Okay. Alright, it looks perfect. So this is the end of the tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And I hope you enjoyed. And this was Steam Code. Thank you for watching.